I'm Chris. Should be a great matchup. Of course, Stanford is the defending national champion, the only team to defeat Hawaii during the regular season. Since that loss, however, the Wahine has won 11 matches in a row, including a knockout of perennial power Nebraska. Heather Cox, one thing we do know for sure, the two top players in the country are here tonight.
Well, Chris, without a doubt, one of these two players will be named National Player of the Year tomorrow. Stanford is led by Logan Tom, a 2000 Olympian. Now, what makes her so special? She's played in more international matches successfully at a higher level than any player in college history. She goes toe-to-toe tonight across the net with Hawaii's Kim Willoughby. Opposing coach John Dunning calls her the most explosive hitter in the country. With her 6.3 kills per game, she strikes fear in every opponent she faces.
It's a matchup of heavyweight contenders. Stanford trying to advance to the championship match and defend its title, led by superstar Logan Tom. On the other side of the net, Hawaii megastar Kim Willoughby. Can Hawaii pull the upset on Stanford? We'll find out next.
In the history of NCAA women's volleyball, Dave Shoji, in his 28th year, the winningest coach in NCAA history in terms of winning percentage. He's won almost 85% of all the matches he has coached. Lily Kahumoko, she has been sick this week. She did not practice on Wednesday. We have been told by the Hawaii trainer that she is okay, and she will start tonight. The first serve is an ace. It's a shorty. And that was Sarah McGee, the junior from Davis, California, with the ace. Will this be part of the strategy to serve Hawaii short?
Definitely. Stanford loves to serve short, especially against a hitter like Willoughby. Try and get and interrupt her hitting pattern.
Hawaii in the black uniform, Stanford in white, and Willoughby hits it out of bounds. Point, Stanford.
Chris, the key for both of these teams is who's going to be a supporting cast around Willoughby and Kahumoku, and for Stanford around Logan Tom and Ogana Nomani. Those two combined for about 24 kills per game. Somebody else has to step up tonight.
Willoughby was dug. Stanford shovels it over. Logan Tom in the left front of Stanford. Willoughby in the left front of Hawaii. And Willoughby is blocked. The block by Jen Harvey, the junior from Denver, Colorado, at 6'5", an outstanding blocker.
And the tallest player to ever put on a Cardinal uniform. Willoughby certainly not used to going up against a player like that every night.
Baka Sao with the set and the put away in the middle. Maya Gustin from Slovenia. Hawaii's going to have to get production out of their middle.
Well, I think they've got to establish a presence in the middle. That helps open things up on the antenna. Gustin, a great presence out of Slovenia.
Set to serve. Kim Willoughby had one of the great serving seasons in history with 75 aces. Out of the back line, ball is dug. Hawaii looking for its second point. Not yet. Set left. Tom is dug. Nice play in the back line by Melissa Villaroman. And Hawaii gets the block.
And I don't think there's anything, Chris, that would stop Lily Kahumuku from playing today. Yes, she's been ill all week. The travel has certainly hurt her, but she's ready to go.
Best 3 out of 5 wins the match. Rally or point per play scoring. First 4 games to 30. 5th game if necessary. 15 all games decided by 2 points. There is no cap. 3-2 in the opening game, and Willoughby cranks one. Set left to Tom. Whip it over left side. Kahumoku puts it away. Lily Kahumoku, the junior from Honolulu.
And when Willoughby's the explosive player, Kahumoku is just the one with the feel, the natural court awareness, the fluid player. 5.5 kills per game. Did not play a year ago after being the WAC Player of the Year in 2000.
3-3. Hawaii can take its first lead right here. Baka Sao, the set left. Over the top, kaboom. Kahumoku. And she looks pretty good for not practicing most of the week.
Players should take days off more often. Watch how high she elevates. The day off of rest certainly helped her. She goes high hand. She knows Stanford's one of the best blocking teams in the country.
Kahumoku given medication, given fluids, lots of rest. And a nice job done by Renee Shigemura, the trainer.
The biggest issue for Lily was the ability to hold food down so she had energy for tonight. Hadn't eaten a meal in over 3 days until today for lunch.
4-4, Lily over the top. Nice dig in the back line by Lindsay Yamasaki. Out of the back line, here comes Willoughby. See ya! Kim Willoughby coming into this match, 666 kills, hitting .352, much like a batting average in baseball.
Unbelievable performance. Watch her out of the back row. She has to approach behind that white line, that 3-meter line in the blue area of the court for it to be legal.
Anna Robinson is the setter for Stanford. Willoughby with a dig. Baka South, back line Willoughby. It looked like her toe was on the line. Now explain the rule, back row, front row.
Well, at no time as a back row player, right here, there's that 3-meter line. It's a little bit straighter in person. They cannot approach in front of that line. Her toe cannot touch that white line at any time until she's in the front row rotation. Logan
Tom to serve. Aguna Namani is into the front line, an outstanding player. Kaumoko with the tip. Stanford has it. 5-5 game one. Namani off the bench, takes a rip, dug by Willoughby. And it's blocked by Aguna Namani, a 6'1 sophomore from Normal, Illinois. She has been outstanding in the last 4 weeks, hitting over 400. So Stanford back up on top, 6-5. Logan Tom serving. She's got a great jumper. Pretty good pass there. And Willoughby rips another one. How many kills, Heather Cox, does Willoughby need tonight for Hawaii to win this match?
I think she needs to average about 6 kills per game. So in a 3-game match, 18 kills. You talk about the fact that she has over 600 kills on the season. For those not familiar with volleyball, how good is that? Well, Logan Tom, the Olympian, has only 489 kills this season. So Kim has been the go-to player.
Now you'll notice when number 1 in white, Aguna Namani hits. Not a lot of finesse there. She jumps as high as she can, which is about 10-7, goes right over the block and hits it straight down. There's Aguna.
Explosive.
And Stanford back on top, 7-6. And the ball put away. We should tell you that the winner of game 1 in NCAA tournament play is 55-5, 92%. Hawaii this year 33-0 when it wins game 1. Stanford 27-2. The only Cardinal losses, USC and Arizona. 7-7. Stanford, an outstanding blocking team, and a double contact called by our first referee. Who is Joan Powell? Joan Powell, our first referee. There's Joan, and she's assisted by Tana Martin. So Stanford with the serve. Hawaii, a much better passing team this year than in previous years. Into the middle, and the ball put away by Sarah McGee. McGee hitting .431. She has had a tremendous year.
And she's going to have to keep her eye on all 3 hitters for Hawaii in all of the rotations. Hawaii runs a very unusual offense. They run a 5-1 offense, but they've switched setters. They've now got number 4 in, Jennifer Carey in the front row.
Stanford makes the nice recovery of the tip. Carey sits left. Willoughby, nice off. Villa Roman scraped it up. Whip it over to Willoughby. Look out below. Oh, what a dig. And someone from Stanford touched the net.
Sarah McGee into the net, but what an amazing attack. Good heads-up play. It starts with Lauren Dugan setting the ball instead of attacking it. And then Willoughby right inside the block, drawing McGee into the net.
Lauren Duggan serving. Stanford on the attack. And the ball put away. Let's focus on the Hawaii setters just for a moment. As we told you, Margaret Baka South starts and plays in the back line. When she gets to the front row, Jen Carey comes in, 6'1 senior, to set in the front line because she's bigger.
The reason Dave Soji does that, he has 2 excellent setters, but he combines 2 players into one position, uses the smaller defensive, quicker player in the back, uses Jen Carey up front to block.
Willoughby rips it. Stanford getting 2 blockers on Willoughby every time. Ivy with the spike. Over to Willoughby again. Oh, and she tees off. And Lindsay Yamasaki can't bring it up. 4 kills early. A kill just being a successful spike in volleyball parlance. So make it 10-9 now. And substituting in for Hawaii comes Nohea Tano from Kalua, Oahu.
And I think Tano and Duggins are the 2 X factors for Hawaii. They have got to explode tonight to open things up on the outside.
Baka South is back in as the setter. 11-9 is our score. Sarah McGee with 3 early kills out of the middle. And now McGee, who opened the match up with an ace, goes shorty again. And Hawaii having a little trouble with it. Here comes Willoughby. 2 blockers on 1 spiker, usually advantage for the blockers, but not that time as Willoughby cranks another one. Willoughby is a great story. She's a local kid returning to her home state. She grew up in Napoleonville, about a 90-minute drive from here, 646 residents. Learned how to play volleyball in a dirt yard when she was 8, hitting a plastic ball from Winn-Dixie.
She never played any club volleyball, and it's hard to believe a player going to a top Division I program having never had the experience of club. It's a year-round development opportunity that really college coaches only go recruit club players. It's amazing she was found.
Used to hit the ball over her mother's clothesline in that dirt yard, and she learned her lessons well. And a miscommunication there, and Stanford has its biggest lead of 13-10. The 5th hitting error here in game 1 for Hawaii. Baka South sets left. Kahumoko is dug. Nice play by Logan Tom. Here comes Logan. And she's dug back by Kahumoko. Willoughby out of the back line. Oh, she hits. What's the big word for rocket? A rocket! And gets the kill.
Willoughby has been almost more effective out of the back row than she has in the front row. Just 1 blocker up and goes for the high-risk shot. Really goes to the right side of the court when the left side was wide open. Sexy play.
13-11, and the serving error costs you. Remember, it's point per play or rally scoring. Melissa Villa-Roman checks back in for Hawaii. Villa-Roman is the libero. The libero is the defensive specialist. She can pass or dig, but she can't hit or block. And she wears the different uniform, so the official can tell who she is. There is the libero right there.
All in an effort to prolong rallies, known as a scrappy defensive specialist.
So a double contact call on Hawaii hurts. We've come to our first timeout. We're going to return to national semifinal number 1. At the moment, Stanford up by 4.
Great bod. Tight bod. Hard bod. I want your bod.
Bodman Fragrance Sprays by Body Fantasies.
I'm a mama's boy. I pity the fool who ain't one. Mama misses you. So when you call her collect, dial 1-800-COLLECT. It'll save her $1 or $2. Mama loves saving me with 1-800-COLLECT. 1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
Rockstar Games presents Max Payne. The intense story of a fugitive undercover cop who is framed for murder. A man with nothing to lose. Revolutionary bullet-time gameplay slows down the action, showing bullets in flight, giving Max the edge against impossible odds. Prepare for pain. Max Payne. Now available at the recommended greatest hits price of $19.99. Rated M for mature.
Back in New Orleans, game 1, Stanford leading Hawaii 15-11. Don't miss our second semifinal of the 2002 NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship as the Florida Gators, with Audi Cruz in the lineup, beat the number 1 seeded USC Trojans. USC at 29-1. You can see that match tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern. That's Florida USC. Friday, 1:30 Eastern, only on ESPN2. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox back. The story of the match so far, Hawaii with 9 errors, 5 hitting errors, 2 serving errors, and 2 setting errors. That's 9 points.
And it's amazing because Willoughby has more kills than the entire Stanford squad combined. Courtney Schultz, the libero, Villa-Roman for Hawaii in that different colored jersey. Doesn't count as a substitution, doesn't hold up play, doesn't have to check in with the officials, comes in to really pass and play defense, cannot serve or hit.
Logan Tom, number 15, serving for Stanford, and she serves it out. So the timeout helping Hawaii, 15-12. Seesaw game 1 as Jen Carey will check in. Jen Carey from Newport Beach, California. As you look at the comparison between Willoughby and Tom so far, that's not good news for Hawaii fans because Stanford is leading 15-12 and Logan Tom only has 1 kill.
And in reality, I think Hawaii would like to see a little bit more balance. Get the middle attack involved, but you got to pass better.
Hot spike On the right side, Ashley Ivy gets her first kill. Ivy, a senior from Arlington, Texas. Lefty, big in last year's semis and finals.
Well, that's what's made Stanford so strong all year, is the balance and depth. Really hard to key on any one player. Yes, everybody talks about Tom and Ogana, but hey, there's a lot of great depth on the Stanford squad.
Here comes Ivy. She's a lefty, so she can hit hard from the right side. 16-12 our score. Kaumoku hits it off the block and out. So good news for Hawaii fans at the moment. Lily Kaumoku off to a great start. Sat out last year because of personal reasons.
Watch the hands of Ashley Ivy. That left hand facing out of bounds. 13 White has to turn those hands in.
Beautiful dig by Melissa Villaroman off the bat of Namani. Ogana again, and right over the top. Heather, would you recommend jumping a little later on Ogana?
I think you have to hang. Ogana touches so high that you need to wait. Watch how early they're at. They're already on their way down by the time Ogana's swinging at the ball.
Set to serve it is Ashley Ivy. And Hawaii with a bad pass. Header Lustre, a terrific defensive specialist, and a solid passer missed that one, and now it's 18-13.
All right, 2 service dates for the Cardinals. Ivy's got a great top spin jumper.
Jen Carey sets left. And Willoughby hits out, no touch detected, so Stanford gaining momentum now. And Hawaii forced to take time out. Defending national champion Stanford looking very strong right now. Hawaii's taking time out, game 1. John Dunning's squad up by 6.
With rugged all-wheel drive and better handling than ever, the new Subaru Outback gets you closer to nature without getting in the way of nature. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
The Braun Synchro is the world's first shaver with a 4-way moving head, so it catches more hair in fewer strokes for a closer shave. Only it moves so fast, you can't see it, but you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like new every day, its automatic self-cleaning system thoroughly cleans the shaver in alcohol, leaving nothing to come between the shaver and your face. Braun, designed to make a difference.
Semifinal number 1, back in the Big Easy as Stanford has a lead over Hawaii so far in game number 1. Wahine fans are here and watching over in Honolulu, and certainly 2 of the greatest programs ever in college volleyball.
Well, certainly so. Look at this, 8 combined national championships. That is amazing. And you look at Stanford, one of 4 teams to be in 22 all NCAA tournaments in the history.
Tank pass, good dig. Here comes Willoughby. And Willoughby is dug by Namani. Namani's defensive skills have improved a little bit. Carey sets left, and Willoughby puts it away. Kim Willoughby is certainly a candidate for the 2004 Olympic team. She has said that she wants to try out for that team. So there's a good possibility that Willoughby and Logan Tom would be on that squad.
Well, the future looking so bright for Toshi Yoshida and the entire U.S. national team. So many great college players right now.
The libero, or libero if you like, for Stanford is Courtney Schultz, a freshman from Pacific Palisades. And she is wearing the colored jersey, and there's a good look at Schultz as Lindsay Yamasaki comes in. Yamasaki, you know her from basketball, Heather Cox.
Yeah, actually was a WNBA player with the Miami Soul last season. Played 4 years of basketball, just 1 of volleyball, so had a remaining year of eligibility. Said, hey, John, can I come back? I'll pay my own way. I'm a professional athlete, so I can't accept scholarship money, but I really want 1 more year of volleyball and help this team win a national championship.
So Yamasaki is a defensive specialist. Can you believe it? Power forward in basketball, but a defensive specialist in the world of women's collegiate volleyball.
Her freshman year had better than 3 kills and 3 digs per game.
Back set. Hawaii with a dig. Hawaii not a great blocking team. They have some flurries, but they are an outstanding defensive team. Hawaii can dig the lips off anyone.
Well, and I think a key in this match is their ability to block. Can they keep Stanford below about 275 as a team? On the season, Stanford hits about 314, so it will take a huge defensive effort.
Leahi Hall, the lone Hawaiian on the roster for Stanford, set the defensive specialist. Here comes Willoughby. I just wonder how long Willoughby can hit against that huge Cardinal block, and they dig around it.
Well, this is typical Hawaii volleyball. They love to go to Willoughby. You will see her take, up to 60 swings in this match. Goes high hands, pulls that block, knows how good they are. So instead of trying to hit into it, hits over it.
She has 9 kills so far in game 1. Here comes Logan Tom, and she chops it out of bounds. Now, I think the player you do not want to serve for Stanford is Logan, isn't it?
Right. I talked to the Wahine about that, and they said their serving targets, believe it or not, is the libero, Courtney Schultz, because she's a freshman playing in this big pressure match. They want to go after number 14, Red, keep the ball away from Logan.
So Hawaii puts a little pressure on Stanford, and the Cardinal calls a timeout. John Dunning, the only coach to win titles at 2 different schools. He won last year. We asked him about winning back-to-back.
It'd make me feel really good in terms of this team, just winning with this team. That would be really good. This is a great group that I'm with, and I'm just happy to be part of it. And if you're ever part of something that gets marked down in a record book or something, it's just another way to validate you should be proud of what you've done.
And not only a chance to go back-to-back at Stanford, but to become the first coach in NCAA history to win 2 titles at one school and 2 titles at another, one in 85 and 86 with UOP Tigers.
He's got titles, but what makes him a great coach? He coached you and made you a star. He coached Heather Cox.
He can do that. He can do it.
Exactly. He's a miracle worker.
What's so amazing about him is he's such a teacher of the game. I mean, he's a student of it and a teacher, studies it, and he's a player's coach. Gets the best out of every player because he coaches everybody differently.
Also, last ad, an extremely bright guy because he went to my alma mater, San Diego State.
And coached me through my math classes as well.
Percentages, Hawaii, the #1 hitting team in America at over 340, hitting 229. Stanford, solid at 314, hitting 269.
I think right now Hawaii is too error-prone, relying a little bit too much on its outside attack. Yes, that's its game.
Willoughby with the ace. Kim Willoughby. I'm going to say this right now, Heather. Tomorrow they are going to announce the ABCA Player of the Year. It's between Kim Willoughby and Logan Tom. I think Kim Willoughby deserves the National Player of the Year. She's had a better year than Logan Tom. Is she a better all-around player? Who knows? But she's had the better year.
On paper, certainly statistically, she's the much better player. That was her 76th ace of the season. Amazing.
21-18. Hawaii trying to catch up. Could get to 19 right here. Baka south left. Kahumoku. Nice dig by Schultz down the line. Out of the back line, Namani is blocked. On the run, nice play, Ashley Ivy. Free ball. Hawaii needs to terminate. Baka south. Popped up, Namani. Set left. Logan. Kahumoko. Long rally favor which team?
Hawaii, their defense has always been so good.
No defense that time for Logan Tom. Just her 2nd kill, Heather Cox, but with authority.
I'm amazed at how little they've had to go to her, but that's the balance. Cranks it sharp cross court, gets some angles because she's up so early and she sees the court so well.
4-point lead. Whip it out to Kahumoku, and she pounds it through. 4 kills for Kahumoku. 22-19. Hawaii led early at 5-4. And they also led at 4-3, so they've had a couple of little leads. Gustine with the serve. Over the top, Willoughby with the dig. Kahumoku. And she chops it down the line, but out. So Hawaii misses an opportunity. Boy, the errors piling up. 7 hitting errors, 2 service errors, and a couple of throws for the Wahine. Now Logan Tom, who was a starter, folks, on the 2000 Olympic team for Mick Haley in the United States.
Many consider her one of the top 3 players in the world. She's an amazing talent.
Namani with a tip. Kahumoko has it. Willoughby spears it. Oh, and it's going back. It went to Villa-Roman, and she poked it backwards, and she's saying, my bad, Kim, my bad. Good hustle.
Great hustle. And you'll notice when you hear this crowd, I think this is a very pro-Hawaii crowd. Willoughby, as we mentioned, from Napoleonville, Louisiana, just a short drive away.
Her mother, Lou LeMay, is here tonight to watch her play. Good serve by Tom. And Willoughby rips it. Coming over. Terry sets it up. Now check that. That was Duggins. And Kahumoko with the kill.
I like Duggan's game, really playing the smart percentage play, the high efficiency play, rather than attacking the overset, giving her team a free ball opportunity. And I think Duggans is the reason that they beat Nebraska. Came into Lincoln and upset that team because she hit well over 400 in that match.
All-conference performer hit 407 to lead Hawaii. And now serving header Alustre. Coming over, that's going to be back row attacker.
Anna Robinson, as a setter, cannot attack when she's in the back row.
We are at the New Orleans Arena. It's right across the street from the Superdome. Along with former Pacific Star Heather Cox, I'm Chris Marlowe. Hawaii in black, Stanford in white. Game 1, 24-21. Willoughby has gone off, but Stanford playing better. Hawaii making some errors. Stanford a little bit more consistent at the moment.
At the net, they've been much more consistent. Now starting to establish Logan Tom, this time using her out of the back row, much like Hawaii used Willoughby out of the back row earlier in this game.
Serving is Jen Harvey. Carey back sets. And once again, Hawaii getting mileage out of using Jen Carey in the front line and Margaret Bacasau in the back line. So in essence, they have the complete or composite set. A big person to set in the front line and a great defensive star in the back line. Harvey sets left. Ball dug up. Maybe Hawaii starting to get the timing. And the set a little bit low for Duggins. Point, Stanford. Games are to 30. The first 4 games. So Stanford closing in a little.
Don't forget, these two teams did meet a little over a month ago. Stanford with the 3-game sweep behind Ogunanamani.
Good pass there by Lustre. And over the top touch.
In that match in November, Ogunanamani, the sophomore, had 19 kills. Hit 630, just 27 swings. One of the best performances we've seen all year.
26-23, Duggins with the serve. Stanford passing nails at the moment. That hit out of bounds. Can Hawaii serve harder?
I think they can take more risks and serve more strategically. I think that, yeah, you go after Schultz, but you make her move. You can't serve right at her.
How about serving her short? Duggins looking at Schultz, eyeing Schultz, serving Schultz, and Schultz is on the money. And Willoughby with a block, and Hawaii draws to within 1.
Give Hawaii's coaching staff credit. They have scouted Stanford flawlessly. They know what Sarah McGee is going to hit before she starts her approach.
A reminder, Saturday night ESPN2 has 2 of the top women's college basketball teams tipping off at 5:30 Eastern. Stacey Stevens leads the 21st-ranked Texas Longhorns, and they'll host Carroll Lawson and the 4th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. ESPN, your exclusive home, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Kim Willoughby can hit. She also can sky and block some balls, Heather.
Well, they scout so well. They get 2 blockers up on the back one. Sarah McGee goes off of 1 leg. It's a very short slide play. McGee thinks that ball's going to be out of bounds, but Willoughby does a great job turning the left hand in to keep that ball in play.
Stanford's biggest lead was 6, and Kim Willoughby carrying the load. West Coast Conference, check that, the Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year twice. What a star. She's only a junior. That's what's unbelievable.
Well, it's amazing because Q Williams, undoubtedly the best player to ever dress in a Hawaii uniform, has the all-time kill record. Willoughby is about to break it, and she's got 1 more year remaining. I don't think anybody will ever break the record she's going to set when she's through here.
Willoughby against Tom. Stanford and Hawaii. Hawaii led twice at 4-3 and 5-4, but now the Rainbow Wahine can tie it up at 26. Crucial game 1. Duggins working on Schultz. That's back off the net. Here comes Tom out of the back line, and she puts it away.
And this is when Tom is at her best. I'm not sure I've ever met anybody that hates to lose more than Logan Tom. And when their backs are against the wall, she's the one they'll go to, and she typically will perform.
Tom back into the front line. Set to serve number 9, Lindsay Yamasaki. Good serve trouble. Willoughby, they're blocking her on every play. Logan Tom with a dig. McGee scoops it up. Tom shovels it over. Back set right side, popped up. Carey, and one of the Hawaii players either touched the net or went under. And it's a point for Stanford. And timeout called by Hawaii head coach Dave Shoji. So John Dunning and Dave Shoji matching wits. Let's go back to 1996. These two teams playing for the national championship. Stanford defeating Hawaii 3-0. This Stanford team, one of the great teams of all time, Heather Cox.
Yeah, Kristen Focal, Debbie Lambert, an incredible senior squad.
John Dunning came over from Pacific, replacing Don Shaw, who had won 4 NCAA titles, who we saw a little bit earlier. Don Shaw moving over to coach the Stanford men's team. And there's Logan Thompson. She's almost like the assistant coach, isn't she, Heather Cox?
Yeah, she really gets involved. Already hitting 250 in this match. Now, the way that she's figured out, kills minus errors divided by amount of swings. 250, okay. Logan's certainly capable of hitting better. It's a lot like a baseball.
Wait a second, Heather. That's okay for you and me. But for Logan Thompson, she should be hitting over 300.
Hitting 322 on the season.
And if you're wondering about Willoughby, she's hitting 261, 10 kills, 4 errors in 23 attempts.
Okay, that's the biggest difference. Logan Tom has taken 12 swings tonight. Willoughby, 23, nearly double.
Stanford and White, 2 points away from winning game 1, 28-25. Here comes Willoughby inside. And Stanford had that play well scouted. They let the ball go out of bounds.
Well, that's a great block. The Stanford triple block forced Willoughby to hit out of bounds. In that situation, she needs to go to a tip or a roll shot.
29-25. Game point number 1 of a possible 4. Hawaii trying to hang in here. Set to Willoughby. Socks it long. Schultz. Nice up far side. That was Illustre, and that will do it for game 1. A very workmanlike, consistent performance for Stanford. Hawaii with 10 hitting errors, 2 service errors, and 3 setting errors. So if Hawaii can clean that up in game 2, they will be right there. So Stanford leads semifinal number 1. 1-0. We'll continue with our coverage. More coming up.
There's an easier way to get clean, great-tasting water home for the holidays. Pure water filters. Bottled water quality without the hassle. Pure water filters. Your water should be pure. Things are hard to put together during the holidays. That's why we made the Pure water filter easy to install. Pure water filters. Your water should be pure.
Hot bod. Fine bod. I want your bod.
Bodman Fragrance Sprays by Body Fantasies.
They call this art?
I'll tell you what I call it, brother.
It symbolizes my frustration of committing to a phone plan I don't always need.
You should be dialing 10-10-220, little dude.
Yeah, it's a great phone service with no monthly commitment.
With 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes or 99 cents.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
That is a great deal.
Now, this speaks to me.
It says cheap.
Dial 10-10-220.
Brother.
Brace yourself, ma'am. It's not a pretty sight.
Yes. Yes, it's my husband. That's his tattoo.
I have to focus. Gather everything I've learned. All my successes. All my sacrifices. All my pain. And concentrate that energy into one moment. That's the moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
We're back in New Orleans, Louisiana. Women's collegiate volleyball continuing on ESPN2. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. Semifinal number 1, game 1 going to Stanford 30-25. And really the difference in that game, Heather, was errors.
Well, and lack of diversity for Hawaii. 15 of the 18 kills for Hawaii came from the outside hitters. They've got to set the middle on the right side, and Hawaii's got to challenge the block. Stanford with just 2 blocks, Hawaii can't be intimidated.
Hawaii had a great road to New Orleans. Got by Western Kentucky and Washington 3-0. Defeated North Carolina. Then went to Lincoln, where Nebraska had a 63-match home win streak and upset the Huskers.
Unbelievable performance. Dave Shoji's squad came in so prepared and not at all intimidated by one of the toughest environments to play in Lincoln, Nebraska.
How about Stanford? 3-0 zipping of Sacramento State. Got by Pacific 3-1, the only game they lost. Ohio State 3-0. And then they bamboozled number 10 Arizona. Arizona beating Stanford earlier in the year, but Stanford really pounded the Cats in that one.
Yeah, avenging that 5-game loss. Arizona just didn't look like its typical self. Struggled from first point of the match.
Dave Rubio's got a great young team, and they will be heard from next year. Statistically, you look at the errors. 15 of the Hawaii errors, Heather, cost them points.
And Hawaii has got to become much more consistent. Service errors, hitting errors. They've got to, I think, spread the ball antenna to antenna. Make Stanford's block have to guess a little bit more where that ball's going.
What do you think about setting the middle a little bit more, too, getting the middle blockers?
Have to establish Duggins and Gustin. And I think you also need to go to the right side in Tano. Don't rely on Willoughby and Kahumoku this entire match.
Quick set into the middle. Nice dig by Hawaii to start off. They go over to Logan Tom, and it's dug up, but nobody can get there. So Jen Carey, Hawaii shifting around its rotation, and Jen Carey gets the start. Hawaii flip-flopping, and Carey starting in the left front. That's kind of interesting. Normally, Vaca Salsa starts in the right back as a setter. So Dave Shoji pulling out all stops.
Well, John Dunning switching his matchup in line one, in the first game. It's really a guessing game. It's like a chess match on where they're going to start. He is trying to get Logan matched up with Willoughby. So both coaches really working with that rotation win.
And you think, conversely, Dave Shoji trying to get Willoughby away from Logan Tom. Although that won't help Lily Kahumoku too much if she gets to see Logan Tom, considered one of the great blockers in the country. Lift called.
What this rotation is doing for Hawaii, it's getting Jen Carey, I think the better blocker on the right side up against Logan Tom in 2 of the 3 rotations. Tano only has to block her once and then blocks Namani, who can hit over any block, so why not put your weakest blocker up against him?
Beautiful tip by Jen Harvey. She is the most improved player on the team. She replaced Tara Conrad at middle blocker, and she's had a year, her first kill.
And not really relied on for offense, always provides that defensive spark. Any kill that she can get is a bonus.
Set high left, Yamasaki with the dig. 2-2, game 1. Here comes Tom. Willoughby pops it up. Carey says, where are you? And Willoughby tips. Set to Logan Tom. Off the hands. Carey scoops it. Who's coming? Nobody there. Logan takes a rip. Great dig by Ulustre. And Willoughby hammers it home. Kim Willoughby
has such a beautiful arm swing. Really just textbook. Watch the way she draws her right arm back, kind of like a bow and arrow. Gets tremendous power out of that arm.
3-2 Hawaii. And poked straight down. Jen Carey is there. Jen Carey's dad, George, a ball player and a very respected referee in his time. And their daughter has grown up into an outstanding volleyball player.
Yeah, Becky and George Carey actually were my coaches and started the first volleyball club I ever played for. Jen Carey was in the gym. She was about 4 years old at the time. Makes me feel a little bit old. But you can tell by the way Jen Carey plays volleyball that she grew up with a volleyball in her hand.
4th on UH's all-time assist list. Coming in now, Logan Tom will serve. Watch the power of Tom when she takes the rip. Good pass by Bella Roman. Quick set. I think that's what Hawaii needs. They got to get the ball to the big gals in the middle. Let them start pounding a little bit.
Well, it takes a good pass, and this time it's a perfect high pass. Allows Carey to jump set, holds the left side blocker, getting Maya Gustin one-on-one in the middle.
Susie Bogard comes into the front line, a highly regarded freshman from Bellflower, California. Margaret Vaca South replaces Carey to set. Namani, I tell you what, she hits it in the exact same place every time. Right over the top, the seam of the block, and straight down.
Which is so frustrating with the blocker, because what do? You're jumping as high as you can. Bogard there drops her hand, takes away the seam, but just not a big enough presence at the net for Hawaii.
Yeah, jump higher or jump later or get your hands back. Good smack there by Maya Gustin. Well, she has done it all while she's been playing for Hawaii. Last year when Kahumoku wasn't playing, she was playing on the left side. So very versatile and a very solid player.
You know, she plays a lot to me like Heather Bowen, the former Rainbow Wahine great that's now with the U.S. national team.
Set left, here comes Namani. Waffled one there, popped up. Nice play by Baka Sausau. Namani, and it's off Villa Roman.
Now, the reason Dave Shoji brought Bogard into this match instead of Kano was to be a bigger blocking presence against Ogana Namani. It hasn't worked. She's hitting right over the top of Bogard.
6-5, game 2 after Stanford won the first, 30-25. Glad you're with us for the national semifinals. Women's collegiate volleyball. And the spinner out of bounds, and that will cost Hawaii a point. Once again, Hawaii with 10 hitting errors in game 1, and now in rally scoring, when you make a hitting error, it costs you that point.
Stanford serving so tough. Ivy's jump serve, Logan's jump serve, a couple of short floaters.
And the block in the middle by Sarah McGee. Hit 500 in the NCAA final a year ago against Long Beach. She's up to the challenge.
And she holds in the middle, stays with her hitter, who's Bogard. The left side blocker takes the setter. McGee takes the middle approacher.
Ivy continues to serve. Ivy with 5 aces in last year's semi and finals. She is a very effective server.
I saw her serve 7 aces in one match earlier this year. She gets on a roll.
Maya Gustin set to serve to go with the floater. I tell you what, Schultz is a pretty good passer. Recruiter is an outside hitter, and there she goes again. Ogana Namani. Parents from Nigeria, the 2000 National High School Player of the Year. And what a compliment to Logan Tom.
Takes a lot of the pressure off. She said the key for me tonight is to play free, and so far doing just that.
Great personality. 7 kills for Ogana. Set left, Kahumoku, yes, right off Logan Tom.
And that's the second time that Tom has been caught sneaking in a little bit too far into the court. Playing perimeter defense, she needs to stay on that sideline. 2 times now going off her left arm.
Heather, give Logan some instruction there. Teach her, learn her. Now, Hawaii will send to the service line Heather Olistre. Her sister Heidi played in Hawaii a few years back, and exactly what Heidi used to do, serve the ace. 9-8 Hawaii now.
Great low floater. Sometimes it's more effective than the topspin jumper. So much movement. Yeah, fired up.
That's another good one. Pretty good pass by Ivy. And the spike got a touch. Stanford gets the point. Anna Robinson, number 3 in white, doing a nice job. Nice effective. She's not flashy running the attack, but she gets the ball in the right spot.
And location is so important for these hitters.
Carey back set. Over the top, scooped up by McGee. Carey will set left. Kahumoku, that ball's too tight. Lily cross court. Logan Tom digs her. Set to Tom. That's too tight. Got to set the ball off the net. Back to Kahumoku. And she's loose. It helps to be 6-5. Jen Harvey from Denver, Colorado. Puts the kibosh on that one.
Leads this team in blocks per game. 1.5 blocks.
Stanford leading 10-9. This short serve is causing Hawaii some problems. And Lily Kahumoku fires it through.
The reason that short serve is problematic is because it gets in the way of all the hitters. They have to step in and take it, and then hurry back to get about 12 feet off the net to take a full approach.
7 kills for Lily. Jump floater into the bottom of the net. Stanford ranked 3rd in the nation, a record of 31-4. Losses to Florida without Logan, number 1 USC at Arizona, and Washington State. Willoughby. She has the most beautiful arm swing and approach. Watch her go up.
Just catches it. Draws that bow and arrow, uses that midsection for torque, and boy, heavy shoulder.
Lauren Duggan serving. Junior from Fullerton, California. Set right side. And Tom hits it into the net. Now, Tom not as effective on the right side as she is on the left side. And Hawaii lead back at 12-11. Duggins eyeballing. Set left, Tom back on the left. Nice dig.
Tom just not getting a good set.
Carey sets left. And Ivy is rejected. So Hawaii gets the block. Maya Gustine right in the middle of that, all 6'3" of her.
This set drifting off the net makes it very hard because the ball gets behind Ivy's shoulder, so she can't see the hands of the block. You always want to keep the ball in front of you.
13-11. Another block. Willoughby and Gustine. Timeout, Stanford. Hawaii has its biggest lead of the night after losing game 1. Hawaii leads here in game 2, 14-11. The Wahine starting the block.
Shake up the holidays and unwrap something special from Chevy. Just announced. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on 2003 Chevy SUVs. Or get $3,000 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy pickup. Make your money count while there's still time. Hurry, this cashback offer ends January 2nd. See your local Chevy dealer today.
The Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change every 3,000 miles. If you want your car to run like a well-oiled machine, take it to the place that works like one. Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
Stanford leads the match 1-0, but Hawaii coming on now, Heather Cox.
Well, they're doing a much better job offensively. Now, here's the defense I'm talking about. Watch Hawaii's offense set up on a perfect pass. As we keep it rolling, perfect pass, there's 3 options. Now watch Logan Tom on the left side of your screen right here. She needs to be playing defense on this sideline. She sneaks in way too far, ball bounces off that left hand and goes out of play.
Hawaii has scored 4 out of the last 5 points to lead 14-11. Tom goes over the top. Carey sets left. That's a good one. And Willoughby puts it away. If Jen Carey can just keep the set high and off the net for Willoughby, it's a kill.
You know, it's becoming very clear to me that the key in this match for both of these teams is the setter's performance. Can they get the location that these hitters need to excel?
Hawaii with a dig. Kahumoku was there. Back set. Great sliding up by Yamasaki. Hawaii leading 15-11. Here comes Willoughby. And Willoughby is Ruth. Jen Harvey.
A blocking machine, but we talked about the setters. This is one of the first national championships I can remember where there's not a super flashy setter. That play all starts with the defense. Willoughby able to finish it off, but Jen Harvey drops that left hand. You know, I talked about the setters. There's no Misty May. There's no Carrie Walsh. There's no Carrie Wendell. Somebody that's really making a difference out here.
No, but we got some hitters that can knock the stuffing out of the ball. 15-12, free ball coming. Namani, and she's blocked. And Gustine throwing a block party. Gets her 3rd stuff. Maya Gustine.
All season long, people have said if Hawaii has one weakness, it's their lack of blocking. Well, Hawaii's proving them wrong, going toe-to-toe right now with the best blocking team in the nation. 2nd best behind Nebraska.
Margaret Pacasauso back into the back line. And Susie Bogard, the freshman, comes in, and she is right in the middle of the block. Bogard played at Valley Christian High School. She's pretty good.
Right now, Robinson being too predictable. 2 blockers up. Great movement. Bogard taking a lateral step and going straight up, not drifting. Probably the hardest set to block in volleyball because you want to drift.
Number 7, Sarah Dukes has come in for Stanford. Back into the front line is McGee, and now Dukes will serve, a junior from Danville, California. Hawaii leading 17-13, and Willoughby rips it.
Right now, Hawaii making it look easy. 13 kills for Willoughby. Just toying with that Stanford block right now.
18-13. Hawaii jumping on Stanford now. the biggest lead for the Rainbow Wahine. Tom, perfect pass. And the put away on the right side.
And that a wasted opportunity for Hawaii. They want to keep Kim Willoughby at the service line as long as possible. To do that, you don't serve Logan Tom, the best passer on the floor. You've got to keep the ball away from him.
Ashley Ivy, an outstanding server. Pretty good pass there, Vaca South. Sets left, here comes Kahumoku. Nice kick by Namani. Right side, Ivy. Left side, Kahumoku. Here comes Namani. Tip shot. Hawaii with basically a free ball. Bogard. Ivy got it up. Here comes Logan. Chopping it. Oh, great dig. Jousted the net and slam dunk goes McGee. Wow, Sarah McGee. She is going to be named a first-team All-America. She was named a first-team All-America.
Well, and she deserved it. I think she is the most improved player on this team. The key to her game is just consistency. Never has ups and downs.
Talk about a downer on the serve. And McGee checks into the front line. She's big, folks. She's a junior. She's 6'3".
And that hitting percentage, if she maintains it throughout this tournament, would become Stanford's new single-season record, breaking Wendy Rush's record of 400%.
Namani over the top. Here comes McGee. And I think when it goes over, wouldn't you want to get more blockers up if you're Hawaii?
Oh, you always have to. You want to get at least one. In a perfect situation, you want to get two blockers up on this overpass. Somebody's got to step up other than Duggan.
McGee in the front line. Yamasaki back in, the 6'2" defensive specialist. And a block there. And McGee is taking over in the front line. Logan was there, but I think McGee had her big hands on it.
What? Credit to Vaca South trying to establish the middle, but Logan Tom not at all deceived. Two blockers up.
So Hawaii has been the better team so far here in game 2. They led by 5, but now the lead has been cut to just 2.
Wrap up some love, deliver a few smiles, and you have a gift to keep the entire family together this holiday season from Verizon Wireless. Get them the America's Choice National Family Share Plan, now with unlimited night and weekend minutes to share on up to 4 separate lines. And now you can enter our Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers sweepstakes to win an exciting trip for the whole family to New Zealand to visit where the movie was filmed. Because sometimes the perfect present is some time with the family. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. The Lord of the Rings opens December 18th. Log on for sweepstakes details. Rated E for everyone.
NBA 2K3. Siga! Back in New Orleans, Stanford won game 1, Hawaii leading here in game 2. Don't forget the second semifinal here in 2002. Pitts, another couple of heavyweights, the Florida Gators under Mary Wise and the USC Women of Troy under head coach Mick Haley. You can see that tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, Florida and USC. That figures to be a slam and jamming affair.
Oh, yeah. Mary Wise trying to become the first female coach in NCAA history to coach in a national championship match. But Mick Haley's team of USC is certainly the team to beat here.
Sarah McGee finally made a mistake and hit one out. So Hawaii gets a point, and it's 20-17. Hawaii is led by as many as 5 twice. Kim Willoughby having an outstanding first 2 games with 14 kills. Header loose gray into serve. 5'7" senior from Carson, California. And they serve Ivy. Set left, Logan Tom comes inside. Willoughby with a dig. Will she get it out of the back line? Yes, she does. Willoughby fires long. So Stanford gets the ball back and the point. 15 hitting errors so far for Hawaii in the first 2 games. Now, McGee will serve. Good pass. Set left. Kahumoku. Kahumoku started off very, very well. We'll have to see whether she tires a little bit from being sick this week.
Well, I think a long match certainly is going to hurt her. Started off so amped up. I think that adrenaline really surging, and then it's gone to a little bit of a lull in the beginning of game 2.
Probably part of the plan to use her sparingly, at least until you really need her.
22 swings.
No, I guess that's not sparing. 21-18. And a put away in the middle. You know, you talk about Tom and Namani, but Stanford has a pretty good supporting cast, too.
Well, and I think that's going to be the difference. Yes, all 4 of the outside hitters in this match will play great. There's no doubt about it. But who else is going to step up?
Serving is Robinson. Stanford content to go one-on-one on the left side. The tip. Nice up by Jen Carey. Popped it right up. Here comes Ivy. And Ivy slams one home. Ashley Ivy with a big kill third for her. We're at the New Orleans Sports Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana. Nice crowd on hand. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. National semifinal number 1. A compelling matchup between Stanford, the defending national champion, and Hawaii, which went 34-1. Their only loss to Stanford in the Honolulu. But Dave Choji telling us at the press conference the other day, that was the loss that really woke us up and got us playing our best volleyball.
He said the difference was Ogana Namani, the sophomore for Stanford, had an amazing match.
Nice dig off Logan. Willoughby. Oh, great dig by Yamasaki, but somebody netted. I'll tell you what, when Willoughby goes up, you expect it to be a kill every time, don't you?
Well, and I think Stanford does too. They have said in their strategy sessions that they are okay with Lily and Kim Willoughby getting as many kills as they want. The key to them winning is being able to contain the other 4 attackers. Kim Willoughby is definitely going to have her kills. This time goes right over the top of the block. Great defense by Yamasaki. But when you talk about Willoughby, you know, you look at what they did in the last matchup. She had 20 kills. Lily Kahumoku had 19, and they still lost in 3 because no other players had more than 8 kills. Somebody else, and I think it's got to be Doug and Turcano, has to step up.
Kim Willoughby against Logan Tom. Who's the better player? Well, a little earlier, we had Hawaii head coach Dave Shoji.
Well, Kim's numbers are just phenomenal, and I think Logan Tom's a great player all around, but Kim's really come a long way. Not only putting up great numbers in the front court, but her defensive stats are just unbelievable, too, and her range in the back court and the role she plays as a passer, and just a great all-around player, which I think people just look to her as a hitter, and she's a complete player.
So what do you think? Is he saying that Willoughby's the better player? He sounded like he was on the fence early, but I think his vote was his star.
Well, she's been slowed a little bit. 16 swings, 7 errors, 16 kills, I should say. But Logan Tom hitting only 115.
And I am stunned. I think a lot of it has to do with the type of sets that she is getting. They're going to her in outlet situations when there's chaos and there's only 1 attacker and 1 option, which always means that there's going to be a great Hawaii block-up.
23-20 is our score, and Tom goes over the top and down.
Already John Dunning trying to vary Logan's attacks, that time running an X play to the middle of the court so that it's not predictable. It's not high outside to Logan Tom every time.
Now Tom sets the serve. Hawaii up by 2, 23-21 in game 2. Crucial game for Hawaii to win if they have hopes of taking this match. Here comes Willoughby. Oh, what a dig by Logan Tom.
Great
unbelievable. A left-hand spear job. Willoughby again. Oh, Tom digs her again. Sets it to Namani. And Namani is dug. Carey going left. Here comes Willoughby again. And Schultz has the dig. Long rallies, Heather Cox. You say favor Stanford, but not that time. You said Hawaii.
Hawaii. Better defensive team. Tradition of incredible defense in Hawaii, finishing it off on the block off of the tight set. Watch the dig by Logan Tom, making the adjustment, making the read, staying on the perimeter this time, keeping that ball in play. Great footwork. And then finally, Christine and Carey able to finish it off with the block.
Carey goes out. Pakasauso back in 24-21. Hawaii up. Here comes Namani. And Namani over the top. Right in the seam of the block, trying to work those hands. And a nice play by Ogana Namani.
Coach Shoji keeping the same strategy, keeping Bogart in a bigger blocking presence instead of the traditional right side player, Nohea Tano.
Yeah, Tano hitting 340 on the year, so she's tough to keep out. Oh, Logan Tom. She's got the angle. It's like a fastball pitcher trying to get one by the hitter. And Willoughby can't convert, so they're giving her cross court. She's hitting it 70, 80 miles an hour, and Tom is digging her.
Well, defense by John Dunning is designed to channel everything cross-court into his best defender, who is Logan Tom.
Tom has 15 digs so far. Willoughby. Namani with the dig. Back to Willoughby. Yes. Willoughby blocked. Out of the back line, Kaumoku. Hawaii needs a kill here. Their lead has shrunk to 1. Perfect pass. Baca south-south, sets left. Willoughby, no!
How about Stanford's defense? Continuously getting the dig, getting the transition, and finally forcing Willoughby into a hitting error. This time she says, hey, you dug me twice cross-court. I'm going to go even sharper cross-court, and turns it right into the net.
24 all in game 2. Both teams out of timeouts, and John Dunning's plan to slow down Willoughby seems to be working at the moment. Mary Wise, the head coach for the University of Florida, with her assistants scouting just in case they can get by the women of Troy.
Mary Wise making her 6th national semifinal appearance. Unfortunately, 0-15, looking for that first ever game victory, and I think this is the year for it. Florida's got the best team we have seen in a long time. So athletic.
The concern is USC has one of its best teams of all time. USC, Florida, Hawaii, and Stanford. The winners meet on Saturday. Coming up at intermission between games 2 and 3, Heather will talk to USC coach Mick Haley. How confident is he? And we'll show you the 2002 All-American team, highlights and stats. Who do you think is going to be the player of the year when they announce it on Friday?
You know what, honestly, I think it's going to be Kim Willoughby.
You do?
I think
Okay.
it's going to be a very tight race, a lot like the Heisman race, very tightly contested because there's so many great players. Audi Cruz up there, Logan Tom from Stanford up there, but I do think it'll go to Willoughby this year.
Can Hawaii hang on here in game 2? Mick Haley, who coached the United States Olympic team. You see him right back there in the glasses with the clean-shaven head. Let the clean-shaven do. 24-all Willoughby again. And I think that's what Willoughby needs to start doing. She's getting dug cross-court, so start hitting it off the end blocker out of bounds. Start working seam, maybe.
Yeah, I think you need to mix it up. Start working your shot. Her favorite shot is that sharp cross-court. Stanford's got it figured out.
Good jump serve coming over. You got to terminate, and they do. So Willoughby's jump serve, it's not an ace, but a rebound winner for a point.
Watch the drop that she gets on it, a lot like a baseball pitcher. There's so much velocity on it. If it's coming at you, you've got to bend your elbow, cushion it a little bit so it doesn't go back over to your opponent's side of the court.
75 aces coming in. She rips another one. Set left, it's tight. Namani blocks. Into the match is Nohea Tano. And it was touched going out of bounds by Roman. Or was it? Dave Shoji is up saying, wait a second, did she touch it? I think she may have gotten it. She's not protesting. If it touches you on the way out, and Shoji says, hey, what's the deal?
At any time, it cannot touch the blocker or the defender. Watch for a change in the ball. I don't think it touched the blocker. Their call is that it touched the defender.
I think that's a bad call. Yeah, I don't think she touched it. And Namani comes right back with a stuff on Christine. So a huge call there.
Nothing like a one-on-one stuff block. Look at the piking form that Ogana has.
Ashley Ivy serving. We're tied at 26, and it's an ace. So just as she did last year in the semifinal against Nebraska, Ivy heating up.
And in crunch time in these first 2 games, Stanford has proved to be, I think, the more mature team, the more veteran team when their backs against the wall.
Stanford can ratchet it up when they're in the 20s. Here comes Kahumoko, going to get it with Ivy. Into the middle, McGee. Hawaii back set, Gustin off one leg, and she's blocked. McGee was there, and Namani.
Shoji said in his pregame, don't become paralyzed with fear. Things are not always going to go our way. But Hawaii has given up streaks of points in the end of these first 2 games because they have become intimidated, I think, by Stanford. Stanford on this 4-0 run because they are playing more consistent and more aggressive right now.
And it started with the touch call on Villa Roman. Set left, Kahumoko trying to terminate. 28-26 our score. Here comes Ivy with the tip. Hawaii needs a kill desperately. They go to Willoughby, and she's blocked.
3 stop blocks back-to-back for Ogana Namani.
Namani doing it all. 20 hitting errors for Hawaii, and the first game point for the Cardinals. And into the bottom of the net goes Ivy. 29-27. So another game point coming up for John Dunning. And Maya Gustine will serve. Hawaii needs a couple to get it to the 2-point differential. Stanford can end it right here. Namani, Doug, nicely done. Baka Sau. Bogart is Doug. Hawaii plays it over. Free ball. Watch for Namani. Here she comes. And there it goes. Ogana Namani. And Stanford pulls out game 2.
Absolutely gutsy performance when Stanford's backs against the wall. Their superstars elevated. Tom and Ogana Namani made the difference in the end of game 2 with incredible defense and then the offense by Namani.
Stanford leads it 2-0. Can Hawaii come back? Stay with us.
Ignore them. They're chicken people.
Dublin, Ohio is a town divided between Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
A cheeseburger? Oh, what a sick game.
And Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger.
I don't see why you can't like both.
What are you eating there, Jimmy? Nothing. Each have hickory smoked bacon and Swiss, so you can't go wrong.
Chicken lover.
Wendy's, it's better here. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
Nice phone. I gotta get a cordless headset. Hold it!
Funny how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store. Because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays. And we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Attention, there's just been a merger between our two biggest competitors. Meeting in 30 minutes.
Nervous about being ready for your next big meeting? Worried that your free business site isn't getting you prepared with up-to-date business news? Not getting the insight and analysis you need to have the edge? Ready to get serious? Move up to the Wall Street Journal Online, the highest quality business news source on the web. Log on to wallstreetjournal.com for your subscription and get 2 weeks free.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
Back at semifinal number 1, Stanford winning the first 2 games, 30-25 and 30-27. As we've mentioned, there are 4 outstanding teams here. Hawaii and Stanford, you're watching them battle it out right now. But coming up, number 1 USC takes on number 5 Florida. And we're lucky to have with us a very special guest, Mick Haley, the head coach of the USC Women of Troy. Heather?
Chris, thanks so much. Mick, you're getting set to face Florida. You faced them earlier at the very beginning of the season. They were without Audi Cruz, their best player. How does that familiarity and that confidence help you tonight?
Well, it's always good that you've played a team before, whether you've won or lost. That certainly helps our confidence that we won, but they're a different team with Audi, so I expect a really good battle here.
A lot of experts all season have said that your USC team might be the best volleyball team in the modern era. Would you agree with that, and why?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think we're playing a little bit different than some teams. I think that we match up pretty good against a lot of the good teams. I don't know how to compare that. You know, you can only go with the teams you're playing against right now. We do pretty good. We have pretty good stats. We play hard. We're hard to defend. So I think we have a good team, but all these teams are good out here.
You guys also have incredible balance and depth, but April Ross really seems to become your go-to player. What does she need to do tonight for you guys to win?
Well, I think she has to come out right away and establish that she's the woman. I think that's really what we're looking for. If she comes out and can get us going right away, then we have a very good chance of doing well. If Florida's all over her, then we'll have to go to some other options. But if April starts well, we usually are in pretty good shape.
All right, let's get your impressions. You've been scouting this match a little bit because you will play the winner. What does Hawaii need to do to come back from this 0-2 deficit?
Well, I don't know. It's been quite a struggle. Both teams have just been like hitting each other left and right, and then both of them drained for a short period of time. David did some nice things in rotating there. He rotated 2 positions. Stanford started by rotating 1 position from their normal lineup, so they're really jockeying back and forth. It's kind of a fun match right now. If Hawaii had won that second game, then it could be really good. I don't know if they got enough to come back now.
All right, Mick. Well, we know you're watching with a keen eye. We'll let you get back to it. Mick Haley won a championship in '88 with Texas. He hopes to do the same with USC in 2002. Chris, back to you.
Heather, USC 29-1 overall. They have swept 24 teams, 3-0 sweeps, and we're going to have that for you 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. The Florida Gators and the USC Women of Troy. Well, so far so good for the defending national champs. Stanford leading 30-25 and 30-27, utilizing a 6-1 scoring run comeback in Game 2. We're going to continue right after this, so stay with us.
We're lining up for a game-winning field goal. Here's the snap.
Every Sunday you sit here like a lump on a log, and I'm sick of it.
The kick is up.
So make a choice, Floyd. Me or the game.
The kick is good.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. When the Rocky Mountain Rescue Group needs light to save lives, they trust Duracell. Out there or right here at home. Duracell, trusted everywhere. Still think all batteries are the same? Consider this. When monitoring a patient after open heart surgery, the brand of battery hospitals trust most is Duracell. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Nice bod. High five. Hard bod.
I want your bod.
Bodman Fragrance Sprays by Body Fantasies. All right, Wildcats, listen up. Now, while Dave's dad here's away, we're going to be short a third base coach. Do any of your dads have any experience? Yeah.
My dad owns Nike. Coach, here's my dad.
Hey, guys. Jelly bean?
Ownership. It's for everybody at Ameritrade. Everything you need to trade, from real-time streaming quotes to 24/7 client services, all for $10.99. Every online equity trade, no matter how many shares you buy.
Wildcats.
80 million Americans have a share. Ameritrade. What's your share? Open an account today at Ameritrade.com and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades. And you could be trading the same day you apply.
Welcome back. Stanford leading Hawaii here in semifinal number 1. Cardinal winning game 1, 30-25, and winning game 2. A comeback rally after that disputed touch call on Hawaii's Melissa Villaroman. The ABCA first-team All-America team is out. Heather Cox, and there are some familiar names on it.
Well, certainly so. 7 of the 12 are playing here this weekend in the national semis. Absolutely unbelievable. When you look at, how am I missing somebody? There are 7 that are playing this weekend.
Did you get Lily there?
Oh, I forgot Lily. There we go. Thank you. Now, when you talk about player of the year, I certainly think that it's either going to be one of these 2 on the bottom. They are clearly the favorites. Now, what surprises me about this list is where's the Libro? I think there has got to be a Libro on the first-team All-American, and I think the one to get it is Paula Gentile out of Minnesota.
Part of the Stanford faithful, and that guy or woman is very happy. Stanford winning first 2 games and leading 2 games to none. We'll be back with stats and highlights right after this. Guess he had a goatee, didn't he?
Looking for the perfect gift this holiday season? Give the gift that is sure to please. Comcast Digital Cable. Give friends access to extra screens of their favorite premium networks and commercial-free CD quality music. Give loved ones an on-screen interactive guide and parental control. Visit one of our lobby locations and pick up a Comcast gift certificate. Comcast Digital Cable, the gift that keeps on giving.
At the New Orleans Arena, where Stanford has won the first two games, defeating Hawaii relatively easily. Well, the first game, Stanford controlled the action, certainly. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox. Second game, 26-24, when a disputed, well, was a touch call on the block, or was it a touch call on the defender?
Well, I think it was a mysterious touch call on the defender. Clearly doesn't touch the blocker's hands, and it doesn't touch the defender's hands as well. And it disrupted this Hawaii team. Instead of moving on to the next play, they thought about this, and it certainly disrupted them. I think it could be the reason that they went on to lose game two.
Now, interesting, I was just handed a note by our stat man, Michael Sondheimer. He questioned them. It was a touch on the block. So Villaroman did not touch it, but Tano may have. All right, the stats after a couple of games, and interestingly, Hawaii out-killing Stanford.
Right, but you have to look at those 20 hitting errors. That has clearly been the difference, and also 9 blocks by Stanford. Defense by Stanford has been phenomenal. They have stepped it up a level, and I also like the balance offensively that we've seen from the Cardinal. Hawaii really relying on Kim Willoughby's 48 swings out of Willoughby. Nobody else even close. Kahumoku with 26.
Agana Namani, 10 kills, 360. You might be wondering why she didn't make first-team All-American. Well, the conventional reasoning is, well, she doesn't play all the way around. She doesn't play in the backcourt, and until she does, she might not make first team. But someone pointed out that Amber Holmquist of Nebraska, their great hitting and blocking star, she does not play in the back line, and yet she made first team. So the argument continues.
Nobody's ever totally satisfied with that team.
Now, interestingly, Nohea Tano is going to get the start on the right side. She's a junior from Kailua. Oahu started 21 matches and hit .444 against Nebraska. So Dave Shoji scrambling his lineup.
In game one, only had one swing, did have a hitting error, but didn't have a chance to do anything offensively, and Shoji wanting to get a bigger blocking presence in game two.
Willoughby had 5 serving points in game one. Stanford holding her to just 1 serving point in game 2. And she started off well here. Setting left side, ball does no. I'm very impressed with Anna Robinson, the junior setter, number 3 for Stanford. The Stanford hitters are getting the ball, but Robinson's tall, and she's doing a pretty nice job so far.
Well, I like the way she's distributing the ball. I'm not a huge fan of the location. I think that they need to be a little bit more consistent, but I like the way she's mixing it up and establishing all of her hitters.
Ball popped up. Hawaii a little bit confused. 2-1, start of game 3. And the ball spiked out of bounds. Location to the outside or off the net? Or
actually, more off than on the net.
Okay.
I think that it's going to the right spot, but I think sometimes it's too tight or too far off the net. I think Ogana and Logan really having to adjust every time they swing at the ball.
Looking for some consistency, Heather Cox. All right.
You're said than done, and I certainly couldn't be doing a better job.
Maya Gushdin with the serve. Here comes Ashley Ivy. Willoughby with a beautiful dig. Baka Salsa looking for Willoughby. Good set. And did she get a touch? I thought the linesman put the touch up, but I guess not. So Stanford gets it back. No touch detected. And Sarah Dukes will serve it. Pop through. Nice shot by Lauren Duggins. She had the opposite problem that I had when I was in college. She has trouble gaining weight. No, she has trouble gaining weight throughout the season and bulking up.
I think she has truly been the difference.
Yeah.
To me, she sparked this team in the win over Nebraska. She needs to become more involved. The setters have to look to her. They need ball control to do that.
Namani off ahead. That's okay.
Huge play.
Willoughby. Jen Carey sets left. Kahumoku. Carey tries to jam. Scoop left, Namani. And Namani puts it away. Agana Namani.
Stanford's offense has always been strong. The difference to me in this match is their defense really converting into transition, turning defense into offense and capitalizing on those great plays.
Namani has been the hitting star so far, hitting .321 with 11 kills. Ashley Ivy to serve. Ivy serving well, not hitting very well. 4-3. Willoughby, nice shot.
That was a great play over her shoulder. Very difficult swing for a right-handed player to make. Watch this ball drift. She's got to adjust when she's in the air to get underneath the ball.
Over the net. Duggins has it. Carry to Duggins. And a nice set and spike as Hawaii gets the kill. 6-3. Hawaii jumping out to a little bit of a lead like Dave Shoji's team did in game 2.
And right now they've got to establish some momentum. Get their defense to score points.
Namani almost whiffed a near fan for Agana Namani. And Stanford takes a quick timeout. So John Dunning has seen enough here at the start of game 3. Hawaii leading Stanford by 4.
I saw this fool calling his lady collect. That made me smile, but he was dialing 0. That made me mad. Didn't know 1-800-COLLECT could save her a buck or two, but that's okay. Well, he'll know from now on. Use 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Your desktop PC stays with your desk, but this compact notebook goes where you go. Call now and upgrade to a compact Presario 1516 US notebook for only $12.99 and make your PC as portable as your thoughts. The 30-gig hard drive and DVD drive CD burner give you desktop performance without the desk. Order now and get a $100 mail-in rebate. When it really matters, choose compact and the Intel Pentium 4 processor.
Time to find out who made the headlines and the highlights. Bruce Stewart Scott and Rich Eisen review the most unforgettable stories and top plays of 2002. Best of SportsCenter at 7 p.m. Followed by SportsCenter's top 10 games at 8:30. Christmas Eve on ESPN.
Stanford leads the match 2-0. Hawaii 7-3 in game 3. You're looking at the back of Charlie Wade, the Hawaii assistant coach who gave his team a pep talk in the locker room before the match started.
We just work hard on getting it in the right position. The wing blocker's got to have solid hand position and make sure we got the block in the right position. And the stuff Lily said, really just solid base to D. So we can do a lot better job playing floor defense. Our just regular floor defense, no making anything up, no guessing about the next play. Solid base to D, we'll be okay.
Sure. One of the top assistants in all of college volleyball. Charlie Wade.
Yeah, when I was a junior, he was one of the top junior coaches, and has just elevated his game and makes a huge impact with his team. They have so much trust in Charlie, and what he was talking about was staying with that base defense. Don't make adjustments because you're playing against outsides like Tom and Namani, and also don't let them tool your hand on the block. To keep your hands in position.
I talk to my daughter Mackenzie about that all the time. Good hand position when you're playing volleyball or writing with a pencil. Exactly.
Still in the crib, turning the hand in, huh?
7-5 as Stanford gets 2 points after the side out. Lindsay Yamasaki, the basketball volleyball star, with the serve. That's a beauty. Willoughby keeps it in play. Logan Tom. Cross court. Villa Roma. Sweet. Back set. Carey pops it up, and it's going out of bounds.
And that's where Robinson is excelling, going in 10 to 10. The first play goes high outside to Logan, a 4 play, and then immediately goes behind a back 5, really using the entire court.
Replaced Robin Lewis as the starting setter a year ago. And Willoughby hits it out. So Willoughby losing a little bit of steam here. And suddenly we're tied 7-7. 4 straight points for Stanford. Steam is back. Steam is back. Willoughby cross court.
Unbelievable shot. Watch her right arm turn and just crank sharp inside the block. That's just unnatural.
set left. And Tom puts it away. If you're wondering about a rally to win this match for Hawaii, no one team has ever rallied from a 2-0 deficit to come back to win in the semi. Of course, there's always a first time, Heather Cox.
And if anybody can do it, I think that this Hawaii team can. They are a veteran team, and they have showed throughout the season how tough and resilient they are.
They have great defense, too, and a star, which helps. Logan Tom, and that's going out of bounds, so a good play by Hawaii.
You know, the key to winning national championships, you ask any coach, is first of all having a player of the year type player like a Willoughby or a Logan Tom. The second thing is you have to be healthy. Hawaii was until about 2 days ago when Lily Kahumoko came down with the flu, and that's been the difference. Lily has not been the factor that Dave Shoji was hoping for.
Into the middle, and the spike put away for Sarah Dukes. Her second kill. We are in New Orleans. We toured the French Quarter last night. Heather Cox leading the way.
Beignets.
We were looking for beignets, and we ended up at the Haagen-Dazs store accidentally. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, Stanford and Hawaii. What a beautiful city this is. And the people have been so gracious.
Wonderful host city. Beautiful architecture. We've loved being here.
9-9 is our score. And the put away. Nobody up. Dukes, the junior, got lost in transition, and Kustine putting it away.
Interesting that McGee is getting the rest. Dukes playing in the front row. Played a little in the back row in game 2.
Willoughby takes a rip. And a free ball. 10-9 Hawaii. Tip? Yes. Ashley Ivy killed.
And check that, it's Jen Harvey that Dukes is in for. McGee in the back row right now, so off the floor as usual, has a back row substitute in.
And now they're going to bring the taller Harvey in. No, he can't get her in. He can't get her in, so Dukes stays in. Harvey, the much better blocker.
She'll go in after this point.
Logan Tom serving. And it's an ace for Logan Tom.
Tom now with her 31st ace on the season. More importantly, she moves the ball around and serves the right target.
Led the United States to a second-place finish at the recently concluded World Championships.
Because of that, didn't join
ace number 2.
How about that? And it's that international experience that we talked about in the beginning of this match. She has played in more high-level matches than any other college player in the history of Division I volleyball, and it shows. I mean, just has ice running through those veins.
Logan Tom again, look out below. Coming over, nice play by Kahumoku to keep the ball alive. 12-10 Stanford. Namani rejected. She hit it right into Kustine.
And give the assist to Kahumoku. Incredible hustle off the errant pass allows Hawaii to set up a very solid two-person block.
Kustine to serve over on the left side of the court. Game 3. Stanford leads the match 2-0. Robinson set left. Hawaii can turn a point, maybe. Kahumoku, set was too low. Robinson. And Hawaii into the net. You're not supposed to touch the net at any time. And that time it cost Hawaii a point. Great pass. Kano just out of bounds.
And that is a bad sign, except that Stanford called into the net. So Hawaii gets the point. But they finally established Tano on the right side of the floor, and she's got to keep that ball in play.
If you're Bakasausa, who do you serve on Stanford now?
Well, I think you serve the libero. Go to the freshman, go to the middle of the court, but don't serve right at her. Move around or serve to Ivy. Keep the ball away from Tom.
They go to her. She takes the pass, and it's an ace. So put pressure on Courtney Schultz, the freshman from Pacific Palisades, California.
Schultz has to get her body around this. You see, it's just a shank. She takes her eyes off of it. You've got to watch it all the way into the forearm.
Another one to Schultz. That's pretty good. Set left. Here comes Namani. And Namani pounds one through. Her sister, Njadeka, is on the way. Njadeka Namani enrolling at Stanford next year. So the Namanis will play together at least for a couple of years. Kahumoku was very effective early, and she gets a point for the Wahine right there.
Well, and they're establishing her again. She was fighting game 2, but here in game 3, starting to emerge as a presence on the left side of the floor.
Kahumoku short serve. Back set and unable to get over on McGee, who's back in there. 14-14. Conversely, what about Stanford? Who do you attack in the Hawaii receive?
Well, service-wise, I think you go deep corners. Hawaii has a very shallow serve receive.
Carey, right side. Duggins with a little thunder.
I also think that you move Willoughby around. When she's in the front row and she's receiving serve, I think you make her move. Move her deep so that she's not in position to hit the ball.
Hawaii led the nation in attendance once again. Rabid fans in Honolulu and in the entire state watching. Many of them here, hoping their team can forge the comeback.
And what they really want to do for a Wahine fan is win the double. The men won in men's volleyball in the spring. The women have a chance to do it. You know, there have been very few teams, UCLA and Stanford, the only two men-women combination in the same year.
You know, the Hawaii fans that we just showed, about half of them are thinking, boy, could we use Coach Theo Harides right now to go with Kim Willoughby so we have a little put-away power.
A little Ivan, a little Costas.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Of course, Costas and Ivan, or Ivan, if you like, the two mainstays for the Warrior team last year. Willoughby down to 145 hitting percentage. So she has really cooled off, and they need to find ways. As you suggested, to kind of isolate her and move her around a little bit.
Well, and Hawaii needs better passing so they can go to Gushteen, move the ball around, attack out of the back row. They've just become way too predictable. They relied on Willoughby, but she's taken so many swings, she doesn't have that high efficiency and percentage that they need.
Dukes is back in to hit for Harvey. Yamasaki, perfect pass. That's what Dukes can do. She can spike the ball. Harvey the better blocker. And with the liberalized substitution rules, you can make that work.
This year's substitution's down from 18 to 12, but the use of the libero and the fact that it doesn't count as a substitution helps these teams out.
17 all. Logan Tom, Willoughby's got it up. Beautiful. Dukes, dug by Vaca South. Logan, oh, Villa Roman. Point blank range, Willoughby. And Willoughby puts it away. Villa Roman with the dig. Next stop, Willoughby.
Watch the transition. It starts with the Willoughby pancake dig, then gets up. Hawaii able to keep it in play. Willoughby just too much, as you would say, tender.
Yeah, 18-17 now, Hawaii. Willoughby with the serve. Not a bad pass. Over the top is Tom. You can dig overhand. That's good. Willoughby got it back. Set her again. No, set left. Kahumoku. Down the line, out. Too long. Substitution, Akana Namani back in. Dave Shoji's squad down 2-0.
The amazing thing is Logan Tom, the Olympian, hitting below 200, not in double-digit kills, and Stanford still up 2-0.
Tom has 2 aces. She gets an error to go with her serving stats. Hawaii up by 1, 19-18. Namani.
Great communication on the Stanford side. You can hear them all yelling cover, all yelling how many blockers are up. Helps so much as a hitter to hear your teammates going 2 up, you've got the line, cover. I mean, it's just perfect team sport communication.
Serving is Dukes. Vaca South, great set left. And Tom digs it up 30 feet. Set Namani, tip. That's okay. Set left, Kahumoku. And Stanford touched the net. Tell you what, Stanford has some very large players, but they grovel. They play some good defense, too.
Well, they never give up. To me, defense is about 99% mental. Just the ability to know that you can get that ball up, and that's what they're all, that's sort of the attitude they're all playing with tonight.
Edra Lustre, a graduate of Bishop Montgomery High School back in '99, trying to whip up an ace. It's a good one. Namani, cross court, easy play. Carey, right side, Duggins, rejected. Wow, I'll tell you what, Not sure if they're reading, Terry, but two big blockers went right to the slide there.
Well, they're also reading Duggan's hand. Saw the open hand, which means the tip, which means as a blocker, you've got to wait.
Ashley Ivy serving. 20 all. Punching it through. Nice up, Ivy. Carey sets left. Kahumoku. Namani charging, and she rips it out of bounds. She's not even sure where it's going. She told us in the press conference, I hit it as hard as I can every time. Sometimes I waffle it.
It's a great up, Ashley Ivy, and then Robinson continuing to keep the ball in play. This ball looked kind of good to me. The arm a little bit long, but the ability of Namani to turn her shoulder, I don't know if she thought it was going down the line or not.
21-20 Hawaii. Here she comes again.
Got a touch that time.
Villa Roman, one of the great defensive players in the country. Now Namani will go out, and playing for her in the back line will be number 9, Lindsay Yamasaki. Villa Roman already with 15 digs, and we're in the midst of game 3. Set to Willoughby. Nice up, Alustre. Set to Willoughby. And she cranks it wide. Point, Stanford, back on top. Timeout goes to Hawaii. 27 hitting errors have really hurt the Rainbow Wahine. Game 3, and Stanford has its sights set on another championship final.
I want to climb
Mount Everest because it's the extreme challenge.
Global Extremes Mount Everest.
4 runners of adventure. I want to make it to the top.
Pushing the limit.
Danger. Adventure. Fun.
Teamwork. Yeah, I want to climb Everest.
I was there.
Global Extremes Mount Everest 4 Runners of Adventure.
The ultimate challenge.
The adventure begins Monday, January 6th, 9 p.m. on OLN, presented by Toyota.
Now I'm ready to conquer the world.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one open sleigh.
It's 25 days of animated classics, holiday movies, and much more. The 25 Days of Christmas, December 1st through the 25th on ABC Family Channel.
Brought to you by your Toyota retailer, wishing you the very best this holiday season.
Great crowd on hand here at the New Orleans Arena. Stanford winning the first 2 games. Game 3 is still in doubt. Saturday, the top golfers from the PGA, LPGA, and Champions Tour battle for bragging rights. Jim Furyk, Kari Webb, Tom Kite as some of the players on hand at the Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge. Coverage begins Saturday at 4 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. Well, we're glad you're watching on ESPN2. ESPN, the home to 22 NCAA championships. We're in the first year of a brand new 11-year contract, and we kind of think of ESPN as the home for NCAA championships, at least for the next decade.
Yeah, it's certainly an honor to be involved with ESPN's involvement in the NCAA championships, and a tremendous job they've done this fall.
22 all is our score, and Willoughby gets a big stuff block. I'll do that.
Watch Willoughby one-on-one solo. Watch her movement towards us, and then straight out, absolutely no drifting.
Set left, here comes Tom. Logan Tom has had a poor hitting match. He's been outstanding defensively, but hitting, he's only hitting .211. She does have 18 digs, however.
You know, she's not making a ton of errors, but a lot of her balls aren't going down. 10 kills, just 2 errors, but she's swung at the ball 38 times. Where Logan's made an impact is in other areas, from the service line, defensively, passing, ball control, and just her leadership and her presence on the court scores a couple points for you.
Sarah McGee with the serve. And somebody touched the net, so Stanford gets a point. So John Dunning's squad now just 6 points away from advancing into the championship final. McGee serving again. Short serve opened it up, and it's still working. Kahumoku. Stanford with some defensive plays. Ivy shoveling it over. And 4 contacts, 25-23 now.
And I am surprised. Dave Shoji has not been able to establish Lily Kahumoku at all. He goes through in the back row, but then the miscommunication. Jen Carey's pulled off the net. Very tough to run a quick tempo attack when you're not at the net.
Willoughby has to start killing the ball. Logan Tom popped it up. She was doing this for the United States against the Russians, against the Koreans, against the Cubans. And now she's doing it against the Rainbow Wahine. Logan Tom with the dig and the put away. Don't forget, 2 of the top teams in women's collegiate basketball tipping off at 5:30 Eastern on Saturday night. It's the 21st ranked Texas Longhorns and the 4th ranked Tennessee Lady Vols. You can see that 5:30 Eastern. Women's collegiate basketball, is it wide open this year, Heather Cox?
I think so. Duke looking so good. Pat Summitt's Tennessee squad always in contention. Stanford and Tara Vanderveer actually in the top 5 in the nation.
And don't count out UConn.
You never count out
Connecticut. They have a very, very young team, but it's talented. And
Diana Taurasi, I mean, alone takes care of business.
Yeah, very, very competitive. 26-23. Time running out for Hawaii. Hawaii has had a magnificent season at 34-1. There's only one team that's been able to beat the Rainbow Wahine, and it has been Stanford. So it looks like Stanford is going to advance to play the winner of USC and Florida.
And don't be fooled by that number 6. That was a very surprising seed for the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine, and they were stunned that they weren't going to be able to play at home. Instead, had to travel on the road, and that could be a factor. You know, they have been away from the island for some time. Went to Nebraska, played in Lincoln, then came straight to New Orleans.
Stanford 37-1 in NCAA tournament play when it is game one. That's since 1992, and it looks like the Cardinal. Look at that dig in the backcourt. Yamasaki with a rebound and the score. Lindsay Yamasaki went high for the rebound, Heather Cox.
And you can tell this team is starting to feel it. Check it out. Amazing just to punch at the ball, keep it in play, and then, oh yeah, it's Logan Tom getting it done. 6 kills in this game for Tom.
5 straight points. Logan Tom on her stomach. Ivy takes a rip. 27-23, Willoughby. Tom again! Logan for defensive commissioner in Palo Alto. Another dig, Yamasaki. Ivy pops it over. And the score! Defense, Paramanial.
Everything going right. Stanford just working on all cylinders and playing with the type of confidence when nothing goes wrong. It starts with the ping pong play and great hustle by Tom and the body control not to go into the net or under the net.
Logan Tom, 21 digs.
And watch this. How does that become a kill? Ivy just finding the open court.
Serve into the net. So McGee's serve is weak. Schultz comes back in as the libero. 28-24 our score. Hawaii needs a run right now. And here comes the freshman Susie Bogart into the front line. Carey will serve.
And Bogart into the match to score points with her block. They need to have specialty substitutions right now to score points in a hurry.
Tom overhand, that's okay. And Tom punches it through. Logan Tom. Stanford now will have 5 match points. Serving is Anna Robinson. And the spike is out of bounds, and Stanford will return to the championship final to defend its title.
Stanford's defense absolutely superb. We all knew that they could block at the net, but how about the backcourt defense to keep the transition game alive? And an all-out effort by all 6 players on the floor. Yes, Tom and Ogunanamani were superb, but how about the play out of the middle from players like Sarah McGee and Sarah Dukes, who came in off the bench, Ashley Ivy, Anna Robinson. Depth and versatility won this match for Stanford.
Hawaii finishes a sensational season at 34-2. Nothing to be ashamed of, losing to this great Stanford Cardinal team. And Charlie Wade, they gave him the pep talk. Dave Shoji and the rest of the squad, Charlie Wade, Terry Anderson, prepared them, but they just did not have enough firepower in the end.
And Hawaii is not going to go away. They only graduate one senior starter, and that is at the setter position. They return all 5 attackers, so look for Hawaii to be back here next year.
So the Stanford squad is celebrating just a bit. They are advancing to the national championship final again.
Rockstar Games presents Midnight Club 2. Midnight Club 2, coming soon for the PlayStation 2. Rated T for teen. Pre-order now to avoid disappointment.
They call this art?
I'll tell you what I call it, brother.
It symbolizes my frustration of committing to a phone plan I don't always need.
You should be down at 10-10-220, little dude.
Yeah, it's a great phone service with no monthly commitment.
With 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes or 99 cents.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
That is a great deal.
Now, this speaks to me.
It says cheap.
Dial 10-10-220. Brother.
And bless Mom and Dad, and please let me grow up to be a major league ball player with a .252 batting average and mediocre fielding skills and lots of personal problems and sign as a free agent for $15 million a year. Amen.
Great spot. Hard bod.
I want your bod.
Bodman Fragrance Sprays by Body Fantasies.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's a moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
A disappointing evening for Hawaii. Glory for Stanford and the game's 2 great players, Logan Tom and Kim Willoughby, walking off the court together. They were spectacular. Tom, 13 kills, 21 digs. Willoughby, 22 kills, but she just hit 136. 2 players that you will most likely see in the 2004 Olympic team. So one of our brackets has been filled. Stanford defeating Hawaii and doing it 3-0. And USC taking on Florida to see who will go up against the defending national champion. Game 1 going to Stanford rather easily. Game 2 really turned at 26-24 Hawaii. A parent touch call that was made on Hawaii. That sparked a 6-1 scoring run. And Stanford able to pull that game out and then go on to win 3-0. Let's go down to the floor. Heather Cox standing by with John Dunning.
Stanford now with the opportunity for a 6th national title with a win over Hawaii in the semis. And Coach, a 3-0 sweep over a month ago. How did you guys do it again?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats and look at the tape, but I think Logan made a whole bunch of amazing plays tonight. And I think part of the key was Aguna being able to be real successful offensively. We just kind of scrambled and served, and you look at the stats and think it wasn't a very pure offensive performance by either team, but that's what the Final Four will do to you.
You know, we talked before this match, and you told me how relaxed you'd been all day and how relaxed this team was, and even right now, you seem quite comfortable in this arena. Are you surprised at your team's confidence level in this match?
No, Not really. I think we've been through a lot. We had a really tough schedule this year. Lost some weirdo matches, and that teams outplayed us. And I think it made it. What we just saw right here in Game 3 and the end of Game 2 was just that we were tough. You know, we had a chance to just kind of fall apart a few times. Willoughby can just kill you with her serve. We couldn't stop her. And
the winner of USC and Florida for the championship. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Heather Cox. Glad to have you with us. Let's get you right to the lineups. First, let's meet the Florida Gators.